know the drill. Give me a few seconds. I'm going to pop the link on some other sites, and then we'll get started. So give me a second. Loudy. I'm not set up tonight. This is not normal. This is not the normal night. Like, just give me a second, okay? Okay, let's see. Alright, now that we're kind of there, give me 1 second. Let me pop up the link. Sorry, my computer's like waking up. Being slow. Doesn't want to do this. But we're gonna do this. So. Alright, so this is the post that to Facebook, and then we'll go to Twitter. Alright, we're posted. Things are up. Let's see. So, let me just do this one more time. Oh, my hair is like wild. What the heck? Isn't it so exciting when you watch these replays and you gotta get through the intro bit? Like, that's always good. Alright. So let's see what we can do, what we want to talk about tonight. Hi, Lee. Welcome to the chat. So first I'm going to start off by saying, kind of what I said before in the last video, a little bit cut off, is that because my weekends have been a little bit crazy, I am now actually working tomorrow. So I thought I would give you a video earlier this week to make up for last weekend's lack of a video. And then I would post sometime this week to make up for the fact that I'm not going to be able to post a video on Friday. So that's that. But I just wanted to let you guys know that that's why I'm streaming at like a weird time, or twice in a week, and like random, is because I wanted to make up for that stuff. So anyway, excuse me, if any of you guys are like familiar with this, you know, I'm battling allergies, like we're going into a new season, you know, it's fall, but I've got people, because I live down south now, and I am from the north, like, I've got people telling me it's winter already, and I'm like, oh, honey, sweet tea, you don't even know what winter is. But okay, so it's winter now. But anyway, like, my allergies are like, they don't know. They're just like, it's a different season, so we gotta be stupid. So I'm froggy as heck. I've been like coughing a lot. I know I smoke, so that doesn't help, but it's like worse than normal. And my like polyps and all that shiz. Like, it's just like a whole thing. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Because I am talking quieter. I don't know. I was about to adjust the volume on my phone, and I'm like, I think that doesn't matter. But maybe it does. Hopefully you can hear me. Hi, Bucky. What's up? Thanks for coming in. I know it's just such a random day of the week, but that's what it is. So, hello, hi, everyone. Um, so, I wanted to start this stream off. Like, I really didn't know what to say. Like, we had a conversation last stream on Monday about this dimensional jumping, and I didn't really want to focus on that because I want to tell you guys something. I tried one of the methods for something, and one of the key, like, I tried the 2-cup method, the 2-glass method that we talked about, and if you want to see it, maybe I'll link the video down there. The stream broke up halfway through. Hopefully that doesn't happen in this video, but if it does, I'll give a link to the second part for people watching later on. But we talked about the 2-cup method, and I did that. So I don't really want to talk too much about it right now because the big thing is you're supposed to forget about it after you do it. So I'm really trying to put my research off for a little bit on it because I tried it. Sorry, I'm like looking at my hair and I'm like, that don't look good. But I'll get into it more at a later date. I will be researching it more. I just kind of wanted to let it settle and then come back to it. So that's that. So with this video, I kind of thought we'd do like the normal free-for-all sort of thing. I've been, Mandela Effects are fun and interesting. So, oh, definitely will keep you guys posted on that. I've watched some people's videos. By the way, as a side note, like, I've watched other people's videos on YouTube of them, like, trying the dimensional jumping sort of thing, and then they never give, like, a follow-up. And even if it's just me streaming and saying it worked, or it didn't work, or whatever, or, like, there's just no follow-through, and I think that's, like, very disappointing, because there are, like, accounts online where it works. There are other accounts that you see, like, people just said no, like, it doesn't work, or if they try to jump too far. But I followed the instructions. I put something that I had no control over as my my intent, my focus. So I will fill you guys in on that whenever I feel like it's a good time to do a recap of that. Maybe in a couple of weeks, we'll see if anything's started to change, but I really just want to put that out of my head for a little while. I just feel like that's, like, the best thing to do at this point. Yes, it is also kind of like astral projection. It's all tied in together. It's like lucid dreaming, astral projection. I can't. Sorry, I'm trying to talk a little quieter. My boyfriend is sleeping in the other room because it is a work day for him tomorrow. It is a work day today, technically, whatever. But he does work tomorrow, so I'm trying not to be too crazy loud because I don't want to disturb him. But I'm already talking in the other room, and they're so close together. So yeah, if I'm, like, speaking a little funny, it's because of that. But yeah, so, new Mandela Effect, supposedly. Like, I don't know, this is, like, one of the recent ones that's jumping around, and, it's actually about a, monument, I guess. I think that's what it's considered. Oh, my nose, it's, Mount Rushmore. So apparently, according to a lot of people, Mount Rushmore has changed. And, this is one that I kind of feel like I struggle with a little. Like, people are like, like, you look up pictures of Mount Rushmore, and there are, Like, George Washington has, like, his coat, and it's like the front of his jacket is all carved out. And Abraham Lincoln has a hand right next to him. And I know that there were, at the time of the carving of Mount Rushmore, there were, like, the project was bigger than they anticipated, so they went over budget. Like, there were a lot of budget cuts on the project itself. So, like, I guess they had to not finish it completely. Like, originally it was supposed to be all of their busts, like, face, shoulders, like, they were all gonna be there. Um, but they had to, like, kind of cut it short, basically, you know. But anyway, a lot of people are saying that they don't remember, um, not Abraham Lincoln, George Washington having, like, his full shirt, like the front jacket carved out. They don't remember him having, or Abraham Lincoln having a fist. They, like, the degrees of the faces, how they're turned, were not the way they are now. And, to me, it really seems like where the angle of the picture is taken. Because, like, to be honest, let me backtrack. Like, I personally remember George Washington having a collar in the bust, but I remember them all facing, like, a similar direction, and you could still see their faces all carved out. And they were all there. But I don't. So for that, like, a lot of it, like, if you take a picture at one angle, all the heads are, like, turned kind of in, except for George Washington, who's standing, like, really forward. But if you take it at the other angle where you're facing George Washington, they all look like they're turning out. So I don't think that the faces have changed degrees. I kind of am curious, like, it looks like, but it could be explained again by the angle that, where the picture is taking, like, George Washington's coat. Like, I don't remember it being as carved out. But, I definitely don't remember Abraham Lincoln having a hand. And we just pointed that out, as well. Like, he doesn't remember him having a hand. So then you're like, well, maybe if you're taking a front forward picture, you just don't see that. But that one was weird to me, like the hand. But I really don't think, at least, you know, I mean, we could say it is a Mandela effect in the way that, like, you know, I'm from a different timeline. Lee is from the same timeline, where that's kind of how it was. Maybe we just saw it in a different way, like at a different angle. And there could be people that have seen it, where there was just heads. A lot of cartoons, and drawings and, sorry, my nose, artist renderings of Mount Rushmore have, you know, they're renderings. They're not accurate. Like, you know, you see it on The Simpsons, like the cartoon, or other cartoons, that, you know, they could easily just, like, leave things to the imagination, just interpret it in their own way. Get the major features there. A lot of people are like, well, I've seen cartoons with Mount Rushmore and it doesn't look like that. Well, that's a rendering, you know? I've never personally been there, but I remember seeing it in, like, history books and learning about it in school. So it's just, I think that's really more of a matter of interpretation and, like, photo angles, because how many people have actually been there? And there are people that have been there with documented evidence of them being there, but they all seem to have misplaced it, or it's, like, buried away in a box. And if you talk about us being on, you know, planes changing and different timelines and stuff, Well, they could have taken a picture in a different timeline, but because they suddenly switched over to another timeline, that it's the pictures changed as well. So it's there's just that one really just, I don't know if I fully agree with, or it's just because I'm in a different timeline that I just am not getting it. But yeah, so give me 1 second. Gotta blow my nose. Sorry guys. If you ever want to make like a whole thing about me blowing my nose, like keep watching my videos. It'll happen. Who would win a grilled fight? In a grilled fight. In a fight, a grilled cheese or a taco? Guys, I deeply apologize. My nose. I got some tea tree lit up right now, so it's like supposed to help with all this junk in my face. So I think it's doing its job. Whew, so excuse me. Wait a second. First of all, let me answer this question because it seems very important. I think a grilled cheese would win in a fight. I mean, I like them equally, but grilled cheese has got cheese on its side, and cheese gets sticky and it sticks to everything. You could trap a mother in that cheese. So I think a grilled cheese would win. Very important subject. I know. So, proposing the existence of timeline smugglers. What does that even mean? People who are smuggling timelines. Like, just bringing them into other places? Possibly. Possibly. They just like carrying photos over from somewhere else. I mean, I don't want to like be the first to say it, but I mean, if somebody could get away with it, that would be really cool. But we'll just have to see, you know, to be honest. Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracies about the JFK assassination, as well as a like Mandela Effect. The biggest one that I have heard of is the 4 or 6 seats in the car that JFK was driving. You know, there's a lot of proof and evidence, or proof and evidence that it could have been one way with the car. Like, for instance, there's a car displayed in one of the American History Museums. I forget which one. I've definitely researched this, like I've heard of it. But it's got 4 seats in it. But everybody claims that there were 6. You know, there's the supposed video that was put out, though people claim it's something where you can definitely see that there were only 4 people sitting in the car. But some people claim that it's like movie footage from something else. And there were actually 6 seats. There's the Time magazine photo on their front page that shows a 4-seater car. Basically, the 4-seater car was the vice president's vehicle, and the 6-seated car was the president's vehicle. But you know, from every photo that I've seen, every recollection, like it looked, you know, like I recall 4 seats. Like even now, like sometimes when I look at them, I'm like, there's 4 people. Like you just don't see the other 2 people that were in the vehicle. But you know, it's like, no, you're wrong. There were 6 seats in that car. So I just I don't know. That's a conspiracy. Yes, they have bench seats. And yes, only one it really ultimately leads to explanations. Okay, so yeah, in Lee's timeline, there were six people: JFK, Jackie, Gov, Connolly, Mrs. Connolly, and two Secret Service agents. From what I recall, like I just thought it was like the driver, um, and like Jackie and JFK in the back. Like, honestly, I felt it was a four-seater and there were like three people in that car. Like, I don't even remember it being like more than three. So, like, but that could just be me. Like, I hadn't focused on it too much. Like, I'd seen recreations, I'd seen like some of the actual video footage, because I research a lot of true crime, a lot of that stuff, and I hadn't realized that. Yeah, so I just assumed it was four, but there were six. So yeah, two full seats and two jump seats. So that's really interesting. That is a big thing. I mean, there's just so much conspiracy around the JFK assassinations and what, or assassination and what happened. The whole Kennedy family has a lot of crazy history going on, a lot of interesting things, lots of conspiracies there. I mean, one day we can actually get into all that stuff if you guys want to. Just making a really strictly Kennedy conspiracy theory video stream. But there's a lot that went on with them. Um, yeah, aliens and stuff like that. Mobs, mafia related, all that good stuff. We could get into that more definitely one of these streams. I'm really gonna try to get you like solid videos someday, guys. Uh, I just really need to figure out technology because I am so inept. But I would really love to go into more detail with some of this stuff sometimes. But yeah, there are so many. And to be honest, like I haven't researched all of the things with the Kennedys, but I could like give you some things and then we could just go on a long thing with JFK himself. But like that's not like where my total interests lie, to be honest, because I gotta be honest with you guys. But it is really interesting to apply that, like the JFK shooting with the Mandela effect. Um, it's just really it's strange how people do, and it applies to that because it's like misremembering of like multiple people. um so it goes right to the core of what the Mandela effect is, which is just really interesting. So there's that. I'm trying to think what other. I wish I could turn these notifications off. I guess I could close out of Facebook. I really just don't want to be on there right now, but it's still pulled up. So let me close out of that. Sorry, guys. Now maybe I should leave like Google open. Like it's giving me better lighting than like anything. Hey, what up? But I like to read the chat, so we're gonna put this back up. But yeah, I know. Lee was around when the shooting happened. I know it was like a really big thing in the six, late 60s, 70s. I don't pay attention enough. I should. But it was huge. Like, it impacted the entirety of our country. I feel like it impacted some people in other countries, but really America was, it was just this huge tragedy. Because JFK was so loved by the country. Like, the Kennedys were just so loved by America, and it just rattled rattled the country. Because a president doesn't get shot, like, and he was trying to do so much for people. He was just very charismatic. It was kind of like the royal family for us. The Kennedys are our royal family. Oh, um, favorite Mandela effect is the Sherlock Holmes famous quote, "Elementary, dear Watson." Is that like he never really said it? Or how's that? Because I don't know if I've heard of that one. I could like go Google that real quick, but care to elaborate? I know, I'm like, elementary dead Watson? I don't think he said that ever. If he does now, then that's a real Mandela effect. Thought it was dear. But wait, he never said it? So then, where did that stem from? Like, elementary. Elementary, dear Watson. I feel like that had to have come from, like, a movie or a TV show then. I wonder. Let's Google it. Alright, here. Excuse my nose. Yeah, Kirk never said, um, beam me up, Scotty. But it's, like, where did that even come from? Did he just say beam me up? Like, I could just hear it in that guy's voice. Kirk, beam me up, Scotty. Oh. He never, elementary, my dear Watson, was never said in the books, like the stories, but it was said in the film. That's what this website is saying. It's alternatememories.com. I've never even heard of it. I will put this link in the description below for anybody that's interested. But, it says that here, because a quote as it is, he never did, and it was only added in the films. So that's probably where we've gotten it from. It's elementary, dear viewers. But that is interesting. I mean, maybe on a different timeline, like you actually did read it in a book. Like, I'm not gonna discredit if you have read it somewhere, in a short story, and one of them, I think they were all short kind of stories. I don't think it was a novel. Yeah, they might have been. I haven't read too much Sherlock Holmes, but I do like the character very much. The characters of Sherlock Holmes and Watson, I do enjoy. It took me a while to get into the Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch. I had to like say it like that because I always call him like, I think I always call him Benabatch Cumberbunt. So I had to like make sure I said his name right, or to my American pronunciation standards of saying his name right. But Yeah, I really do like the Sherlock series that they have out now. It's modern, but there's an element to it. I feel sorry, my nose is itchy. That you can watch it and kind of forget that it's modern until something modern happens, and then you're like, oh crap, like no, this is taking place like in our times and not when it was written. Like, oh, I forget, 1800s, 1900s. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's I do enjoy the characters. Holmes is good. I love a good mystery. Obviously, like I said earlier, I really enjoy true crime sort of things. I don't look into them. I'm not like like I don't try to pretend that I'm like a sleuth of any sort, but I've always liked a good mystery. I like to try to guess the endings of movies and stuff before I reach them. So I do enjoy a good mystery. It's really appealing to me. So I've always kind of liked Sherlock Holmes. Thought it was fun. It was good times. But yeah, I feel like a lot, like to me though, when it comes to like these Mandela effects where words and phrases are misquoted or misheard, like there are so many about song lyrics and stuff, I just really don't hold as much of a candle up to it because people mishear people all the time. People somebody says something and it sounds good, so people will repeat that. Like I don't really put a lot of faith in the comments. I don't put a lot of faith in the people thinking they know what a logo looks like because I did study commercial art and design for 3 years in high school, but I was in 3 years I spent doing that in class. Like it was part of my program. I was a vocational tech kid, like a VOTech child. So that was part of my VOTech was commercial art and design. So for like 3 or 4 hours of my day, I was learning a bunch of art and then learning how to apply it to advertising. We were really into like designing logos and appealing to a customer design. I'm not good at it. I'm not saying that I'm good at logo design, but I learned a lot of art stuff. So, like, when people are like, oh, a logo used to be this way and now it's this way, and, it's just, I feel like it's just literally people misremembering or not paying enough attention to detail, which is fine because I forget what logos look like all the time, but that's just me. So anyway, ooh, let me catch up on this chat. Okay. Well, hi, Psychic Spy. Hello. Hello, conspiracy theorist. Ooh, well, thank you for that title. Hello. Welcome. Um, One Mandela I came across is about a TV show called It's About Time. Some people remember the show, other people have no memory of it. Here's what's weird. I remember that show, but the first time I searched for it on IMBD, it wasn't listed. Is it IMDb? Could be. Then when I searched it again, it was there. So what is this show called? It's About Time about. I'm still a theorist, okay? Well, I guess a realist. I don't know. Yeah, conspiracy realist. I like that. That works. Um, so what is It's About Time about? Is it about time? I'm sure it's about something else. To me, it sounds kind of like a sitcom. So, three astronauts who went back in time. Oh, when did this show come out? That's interesting to look at. I gotta open a new tab so I can save these links for later because we want to use links as references. I ain't about to steal nobody's shit. Let's see. Let's see. Well, that really doesn't bring up anything. Maybe I should put it in quotation marks. Okay, let me just see here. Planet of the Apes. 3 astronauts who go back in time. Is that what Planet of the Apes is about? Because, like, honestly, to be real with you guys, I have never watched any of the Planet of the Apes. I really don't know what it's about. I just kind of thought it was about, like, monkeys from space, and it just never really appealed to me. I'd probably like it better now. But I don't know. Planet of the Apes. So, oh, so, like, it's about time is it's on YouTube? Like, because I typed it in and I got nothing. But, let me see. Do I have to type, like, show after it? It's about time. Oh, I see. TV series. Here. Okay, so It's About Time is an American fantasy science fiction comedy TV series that aired on CBS for one season of 26 episodes in 1966 to 1967. So I found it on Wikipedia. I don't know. It's not always trustworthy, but it's Wikipedia. But it is. 2 astronauts, Mac Mackenzie and Hector Canfield, travel faster than the speed of light, resulting in being sent back in time to prehistoric days. So yeah, it's kind of on the same line as what you were saying. It's the same. It's the show you were talking about. So the Mandela Effect is that some people remembered it and some people didn't. And when you went and you searched for it the first time, it wasn't there. But then when you searched again, it was. So that's really interesting. So, like, is that like a personal one, or is there other people? Like, I can, like, I'll write this down and I'll research it more. Ooh, excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh, my nose. Oh, goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Oh, I told you, my nose is... Oh, these allergies. These allergies. Um... Yeah, I didn't know this show existed either. Um... It is also before my time. But if... Yeah, I'll look into it a little more. As, like, the Mandela Effect. That's alright. You're allowed to be older than dirt. You're welcome here anyway. It's okay. Because this is a good part of this as well. Like, I'll make notes of these things and I'll research them a little more and see what I can find. And we can talk about these more later on. So, He was teaching other people how to ride dinos to school. Okay? So it's about time. I'm gonna look into that one. That's crazy. Before color, that must have been a pretty dim world. That's all I'm saying. But I will look into the TV show. It's About Time. I thought somebody said something, maybe not. Alright, no. I just had to review the chat real quick. I had to go all the way up. What Mandela Effect do I believe in? Was that my Mandela Effect that I was like, I thought I saw somebody say something. That could have been. I believe in that one. Actually, I don't, because I just misread. I thought somebody was like, I was catching up on the chat, and they were making reference to something that I was saying, and I caught on now. It took me a minute, but I caught on. Oh my goodness, that's that. The Mandela Effect that I do believe in, and we talked about this earlier in my Mandela, like the first Mandela Effect video, but the one that I do believe in is the Berenstain Bears one. Cause you girl, like me, like, hello. I'm actually really, I also touched on this with like my idiosyncrasies video, but I'm very aware of spellings and how letters, like I overpronounce words, um, because I'm so aware of letters in words that like I know how to like I'm really into like spelling things and making sure they're spelled correctly. I used to be a little better, but autocorrect makes me lazy. But I still know if it's telling me the wrong word. Um, so like I distinctly remember Berenstain Bears being spelled with an E at the end, but now it's an A, and it literally blows my mind. Like I just see the name spelled in my head, and it's EIN, but it's AIN, and it's just I don't like how it's spelled now. Like it's not right. It's not right. And did you spell it? You designed Stan and Jan Berenstain's personal stationery, and did you spell it? You spelled it with an A? I don't like that. You didn't know that one? That one's very common. So, you're welcome. that just blew your mind. Yeah, no, I always remember it with like a third E. Like, I am one of those people that's like, no, it's spelled Berenstein. Like, it's just, just words. Like, I've always been, like, a decent speller. I can't talk for shit, clearly, but I'm a decent speller. And that always stuck out. Like, the A in it looks so weird to me. So weird. So there you go. Different timelines in this whole chat. Look at that. That's so cool though that you like worked for them for a little bit, or they were like, yeah, like they hired you to, um, make something for them. Um, yeah, you designed stationery. I know you worked with like advertising and graphic design. That's really cool. Um, but yeah, so strange. Because, like, to me, it is not. There's no A in that name. Jan. Stan and Jan. And I remember them being like Stan and Jan. Like, I remember their, like, first names being on books. But Bernstein Bears. It's always been that. I really think it comes from too, like, my mom would read them to us. Like, I watched, like, some of the movies, but they came out kind of a little later on. Like, we, um, watched it all the time, or read it all the time. And my mom, even in the beginning, like, she's like me, like, she'll pronounce words, like, she's very, like, a stickler for trying to pronounce words the way they're supposed to be said. And if there was an A in that, she would have said it's Berenstain. But no, it's always been Berenstein. The Berenstein Bears. That's what it is. So it's so weird to me. Like that one literally like just blows my mind. But yeah, so that's my major one that I believe in. I guess like I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering it for real, and like a lot of people are, but it's just always been with an EI to me. So yeah, it's just crazy. I love this stuff. I love to research it. If you guys later on want to leave a comment below after like I pop this video up, please feel free to give me more Mandela effects to actually research, because like we can talk about this more, and I would gladly love to just like, even if you don't want me to talk about it, you just want me to like look into it, I definitely will. So yeah, just for anybody who's still watching this like after on the replay, because this is getting long, if you want to just leave something below and let me know. The Ford Motor Car logo. I can't even remember, like, I don't know cars. So I just don't know. And scotch is good, like, you just drink anything you want. It's okay. I really don't know. The Ford is not the Dodge Ram. The Ford, I don't know. I don't know what the Ford looks like. I'm not a car person. Sorry, my nose. Again, as you know. Is that what it is? Like, does the F have a loop? Ford Motor Car. Oh, is that what it is? Like, the little, like, squiggly in the F? Oh, well, that's like, this is the thing. Like, logos I don't like. Because logos change all the time, and also, we don't really pay attention to the full logo. Because, like I said, I went to commercial art and design, like, classes for 3 years. So you know what the focal points are. And everybody's gonna, you're just gonna see the major outline of a design, but you're not gonna see like everything until somebody points that thing out to you. Um, And, if you just never noticed it before, then you'll suddenly notice it and you'll be like, well, it was never there before. Like in this instance, like the Ford Motor Car logo, I don't remember that swirly thing being there. But it could have always been there. I just never realized it because I was so focused on the exact lines that were put there to make me focus on what it was saying. So, yeah, logos are so tricky. Like, I don't know. The only logo that really gets me is the Fruit of the Loom logo, which we talked about before. So you guys should definitely check that one out. If you want, like, the other Mandela Effect, you should check that guy out. A Borg board? I've never heard of a car called that. Remember Rocky winning in Rocky 4, but Russia remembers different. I mean, I've never seen any of the Rocky movies, to be honest. I literally don't know. So I'm sorry, I can't put any input there. I've run up the steps, like jogged up the steps that Rocky jogs up, but because I used to live in Pennsylvania, and that's, Philadelphia is not too far from where I used to live, like 2 hours. But, I never saw the Rocky movies. I'd probably watch one just to, like, check it out, but I've never really watched it. A Borg Ward, though, like, yeah, I've never heard of that car. It could have, do you think it could have been, yeah, like, it's like a weird, like, kind of car, like, not too many people manufactured them. It's just like like I said, I'm not a car person, so I don't know, like, obscure car brands and things like that. Yeah, see, like, like, if it was Swedish, it sounds like it could have been Swedish. Borg Ward. I don't know. But yeah, so so I wanted to give you guys that. Like, I've been having a good time chatting and stuff, but it is getting kind of late. And I don't want to keep talking too loud because, like I said before, boyfriend's sleeping. So I think I'm going to end the stream here. But thank you so much, guys, for participating. Please leave comments below if you have other conspiracy theories or Mandela effects that you want to talk about more in the next video. I'll try to keep these more consistent. I already explained it. Just crazy life. Life is crazy, but keep going back to things. Anyway, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it so much. If you like this, give it a like. Subscribe if you're not. I do this like at least once a week, sometimes two. But anyway, I'll leave links in the description. Thank you so much. Have a good night.